Nisha and today we're going to be talking about makeup brushes. This video is so information rich for you guys. So if you are beginning at makeup and you have no idea about where to start with brushes and brush collections and things like that, this video will break it down for you guys on what brushes are good, what kind of brushes you need for what things, and how you can use one brush for multi-purpose things. Alright, so I've broken this topic down into two videos. This is part one where I'm talking about face makeup brushes. I'm going to leave a link right here so you guys can know about eye makeup brushes, detailed eye makeup brushes, anything to do with eye makeup brushes if you're confused about brushes and stuff. I have a lot of PAC brushes in that video as well and a lot of variants that you could use. And if there are any brushes that are not available in India, I will leave some options for you guys for the same kind of brush you can get in different brands in India as well. So don't worry about if you don't have these brushes. Alright, so my skin is all moisturized and primed. Next thing is color correction that I like to do. I'm going to take a little bit of the color corrector on my brush. This is the PAC 074 brush. It has a very nice fluffy texture and it holds cream products pretty well. Now what it does is, because it's very small, it can go into areas that like bigger brushes cannot. So I don't use things like this right now. I use something like this for my concealer and for my color correction. I'm going to go in to my crease right here underneath my eye. Right here where all the darkness is. So I'm just going to pat this in like that. And because this is a very fluffy brush, it's very easy to do it instead of dragging a very flat brush. So this is not a makeup tutorial video, this is a brushes video, so I'm going to talk a lot about the brushes. But if you're interested in color correction, there's a video that is going to come up very soon, so do hit that subscribe button. Alright, so we're done with color correction. I just wanted to use it in very smaller areas, but I'm going to also use this for my concealer. So I'm just going to use a tissue and just rub off any excess product in this, and this is a very like kitchen cloth tissue, so it has a little bit of roughness to it, so it removes the product pretty well. Next thing I have are two foundation brushes. Now this one is the Morphe M439. I love this brush to pat on the foundation, and I love this one. This is the Nykaa Stippling brush, foundation brush. This is great for, you know, like blending the foundation on. It's completely on you what kind of brush you like to use. I like to use both of them from time to time. It depends on what kind of coverage I want. Now if I want a lighter coverage, I use something like this. If I want a very like thick coverage and if I want like, you know, a proper layer of foundation on my skin, then I use something like this, because this is very good for patting it on, and because it has a sort of like a roundness to it, what happens is that the shorter bristles, they help with blending the foundation on. Now this is a flat top brush, okay? So I am not a big fan of the flat top brush because it does not blend the product that easily as well as this does, because of the small bristles that are right underneath it. So what happens is that when you're like patting it on, it is also diffusing the product around it with these smaller bristles. Now, when I want a very flawless finished foundation, what I do is first I use this brush to create a layer of foundation, and then again I would go in with the stippling brush and I would sort of like blend the foundation everywhere so it feels very seamless. Alright, so I have my foundation right here. I'm taking a little bit of it on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use my finger to take a little bit of it and just dot it around my face. And I'm going to start patting this into my skin. Now because this is a Morphe brush, you won't find it in India, but I have a PAC alternative down in the description box below, so do have a look over there. And there is a PAC alternative over there that you can it looks the same. So I've put a link down in the description box below. So next is the concealer. I'm using the same brush that I used for color correction for my concealer, using that in, and this works so well just to pat it into the detailed areas. You don't have to go everywhere with this. Alright, so I'm done with concealer now. Now there's something I love doing after this is contouring my nose, and you could use the same brush to contour your nose as well. So I just go in like this and use the same brush to color correct my nose. Use the same brush to contour my nose. Next, I'm going to go in with powder. Now for powder, I really love this brush right here. This is the Nykaa blush brush, but I use it for powder, I use it for contour, and I use it for bronzing as well. So I love this brush. It's so versatile. You can use this for so many different things. I just powder around my eyes and on my nose where it gets quite oily. And because this is not as big as your normal powder brushes, like I will show you my other powder brush. Like this is how big this brush is, and this is slightly smaller to that brush, and it's quite like fanned out. So I really love this as a powder brush. And because I use this for my bronzing, blush and powder, when I'm traveling it's perfect for me because I can just carry this brush and it holds like 3 different or 4 different things it can do. Now I'm going to be using the Benefit Hoola bronzer. And then I use the same brush for blush as well. Now if you're using a cream blush, which is more in trend right now, using cream blushes or lipsticks as brushes, you could use the same stippling brush and use the cream blush. And if you were using a powder brush, you could use the same brush like this one. So I'm going to show you both. Alright, so as a cream blush, I'm going to use this lipstick. It's called I Choose from L'Oreal, and I'm going to link it down in the description box below so you can have a look over there. The stippling brush works best for things like cream blushes, so I can use the stippling brush for that, and it just pats the blush in like that. For the powder blush, I'm going to use the same brush that I use for bronzing and powder, and I am going to add that right on the apples. So that's how a powder blush looks, and that's how a cream blush looks. But these are the 2 brushes that you can use. If you choose to use a cream blush over powder, you could use the stippling one. If you choose to use a powder, you can use this brush right here. Alright, so for a highlight, by now your skin is quite dry with foundation and the powder, so the highlight won't stick to your skin. So what I love doing is using a little bit of setting spray on my face before using the highlighter. And I've got my PAC baked highlighter right here. So I'm going to dip this brush in that highlighter, and I'm going to use that right on this spot, right above any of my acne scars, so it doesn't get, blown up. You just want it right on top of all of that. So just like that. Really love this brush because it's so precise. I love this brush. Alright guys, so these are the top 5 brushes that I love using for my face makeup. I really love them, and they work really well, as versatile as they are. Again, just to remind you guys, I'm going to put all the links in the description box below, and the alternatives that you could use instead of, if they are not available in India, there are other alternatives that I've put in the description box below, so do have a look over there. Other than that, I have a detailed video about eye brushes coming up this week, so do subscribe to my channel for that video. Alright guys, that is it with this video. If you found it helpful, do give this video a thumbs up. Also do subscribe to my channel, and please click that bell icon right next to it so you can always be notified about my upcoming videos, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.